All right. So a few questions came in this week, and this is one right here. And it is uh, can a cash buyer change to financing without notice? Um, Challenge with this is that you usually have a buyer, if they're doing cash and there's no financing contingency, that's kind of the question, isn't it? They don't have a contingency. Um, Hold on, guys. I'm trying to find my. Here we go. They don't have a financing contingency. So in the financing contingency, you can see. Do y'all see the form that I have on the screen?
Well, you have the big question. Got a minute, Panics, Texas? That's
Yeah,
up on the big. But the other one is on in your ad notes. So it's real small. So
I
I
see.
guess you have to click on that.
Okay. So y'all don't see. All right, here we go. This is what I want you to see. All right. So the alternative financing paragraph here,
Okay, yeah.
got it. Okay, is showing you that they can just change financing and they don't have to have agreement to do that unless they want to maintain the financing um, contingency, the protections of that. So what we had here was a person that came in with cash and said, "Oh yeah, I don't have a financing contingency." So they're looking at, is there financing up here?
Hmm.
And they're saying, no, there's no financing. It's cash. And is there financing? This is no, it's not contingent on financing. So then they switch to financing, you know, through midstream. Do they have to give notice of that? No, they don't. The contract doesn't talk about it. Okay. Um, Whereas on the financing contingency, it talks about it. So when it's absent, it means there's no agreement to it. It does say they're using cash, and that's the agreement. What they don't have is the ability to um, use the financing as a means of stopping or delaying the contract because there's no contingency, if that makes sense.
Hmm.
So um, that is the question then is, well, can they just switch without notifying? Yeah, they can. Um, it's it's just that it'd be nice if you knew, and then in this case, Rashana gets a call from the title company or no, from the appraiser saying, "Hey, I need to see the property." Like, wait a minute, we don't have an appraisal. So even though things are not contingent on financing and appraisal, doesn't mean they're not getting it, and it doesn't mean they're not needing it. They may need an appraisal for their financing, which is not contingent. Um, but it does put a little bit of a, if you're competing and you're telling them, hey, I accepted you because you didn't have any of these things going on and now you've got them, then are they in breach? No, they've just changed their part of the deal that they're working on. There's nothing the seller can really do about it. They can't void them, but they can stand to take their deposit money if they end up not getting it done. So that's what can happen there. Okay. All right. Next question. Let's stop that sharing. Go back to this one. Okay. All right. Are AI photos okay? Legal to use in home ads? This one came from Verd. I would say yeah, they can be used. And the example the example we had was very interesting. Let's take a look at that one. Um, and that was in. I got so many screens up here. I'm having a hard time sharing.
Wasn't there some controversy though about using AI photos and stuff? It depends, doesn't it?
Yeah, it can. And I want to show you what we got here. So how you like this photo? Really beautiful. That's the AI photo.
Is it accurate?
Is it accurate? That's a good question. So
Yeah.
That's
yeah, what do we see here? We see this couch. We see a little cubby here, a mirror, fireplace, TV, sliding glass door, panel box. Then we have the actual furniture that's at the house. Okay.
Okay. Yep. Pretty
That's
close.
that's not the one that's kind of weird. This is what's weird. Look at this one. So what's wrong with this? What's wrong with this one? What's the difference?
There's a woman in the photo, and let's see.
Yep.
The cubby hole is filled.
Cubby hole's gone. It just disappeared. So
You mean when the couch was where the couch was inserted, right? There was a little,
Just sitting
yeah.
around at the office.
yeah, that's what I noticed when you showed the
Yeah,
original photo. Yeah,
yeah.
it's,
This is the
Just
original.
doing New Year's cards.
All right. Okay.
and let's see the fireplace screen. What kind of screen is on the
Oh, good.
AI?
And they got this, yeah, on this fireplace screen on the AI with this
Is
person.
the,
It's not there.
yeah, it's not there, so that
Now,
looks different.
yeah. So now what they've done here, if we look at this one, yeah, they took it out completely as well. So this is just in staging and taking pictures, and you could call it creative license, but it's new
you
home
could.
development because new home development, they've done that for quite a while. Hey, this is what it could look like, but you're selling a house as is. Here's what brought this up. Vern Giscombe brought this up. Here's their top, here's their front picture where you'd have the front of the house. This is what they have. Look at what you see the Thursday Trobit. I'm not sure what that is. You got these people here. And then here it is without that. We got different furniture. What caught our attention was the fact that this guy's putting in people in here. The lady back here got some interesting eyes looking on there. I don't know what's going on there. And there's no flames in this has all been added like we would have had photos of furniture.
Virtual staging.
Yeah. And there she is. And then this is everybody having Thanksgiving. And they got rid of these people and put these people around the table, apparently. And then she's walking through with another turkey. How many turkeys does it take to have a Thanksgiving? So, and then these are real pictures here.
Well, I don't think it's right to have people in the photos because we're selling homes,
Yeah,
not
that's kind of the question, isn't it?
right.
Do we do
Well,
people? Which
here's the other issue with people.
yeah.
You know where I'm going with this, Anthony.
Sure.
Fair housing issue.
Yes.
So he's got relatively got race, color, nationality in here. This could be Hispanic. I'm not sure. This is a white couple, um, African American, a white lady. No Asians, I don't see. So, and then this kid's got a really flat face. I'm not sure what happened there. These are twins, I think.
Anthony, I think the other issue with that is that there's a proprietary aspect of the photos as well. When you're running through AI on these photos, they start grabbing from all over the internet, and
Yeah.
you may be violating proprietary laws as well.
Well, yeah, it looks like these were actually put into whatever it is you want to use and said, give me a picture of, um, you know, Thanksgiving coming in the room with a turkey. And that's what they did. And if this was done by a third party, maybe they have these already in their gallery, and so they just plug them in as for this guy. But this is the house that's there, and they put this here. I would just submit it. You maybe crossing a barrier when you are putting people in that that are not actors. And so do you see this? I switched to News Channel 2. Do y'all see that on the screen?
Yeah.
Yes?
Yes.
Yes, we do.
Okay, great. So this is just a couple of weeks ago. New York warns homebuyers of deceptive AI real estate images. Now this is New York, but as you know, when one state starts, it starts flowing down. Homebuyers, real estate professionals are being warned. The New York Department of State, so it's not just a professional saying y'all shouldn't do this. The state of New York is saying concerns on Wednesday about the potential for misleading advertising due to these AI generated images. Automated technology may produce misleading or exaggerated representation of properties. The department's Division of Licensing enforces rules to prevent deceptive advertising, requiring all property ads to be honest and accurate. Violations could lead to disciplinary action. A study from the International Journal of Information Management found that consumers often distrust AI-generated images, which can negatively impact trust and purchase intention. That's pretty good. And the Division of Consumer Protection advises homebuyers to research thoroughly what are they looking at, So we look at this one. So there are there's virtual staging. That's honestly been there for quite a while. Let's see if we can find one real quick. Get down to that basement. Disappeared. There you go. This is virtual staging, and it does purport right away. You see the problems. That couch is not in that cubby hole, so that's a virtual problem. The flames, not concerned about those types of things. It's all virtual. The furniture is not real. Usually, the way I see agents do this is they put a virtual picture, and then they have and it's usually for a vacant room, and then there's a vacant room. Okay, so that's usually what you have there. But this is like a property right here in our own in our midst. So just be careful with that is what I would say. I would kind of think, why do we want to put
Distraction.
Yeah, it's people. Why are we putting people in it? Okay.
Right.
All right. So then the next one, can you have a contractor at the final walkthrough? That's the question. Can you?
I think you can bring your inspector.
Yeah. At the final walkthrough. All right. So that's paragraph 9. Let me pull that up here real quick.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it says you can bring an inspector to your final walkthrough.
Yeah.
And contractors.
And contractors? Well, there we go.
Yep.
All right. So what it says here, now this is the paragraph saying, are we going to have an inspection or not? And if so, here's an addendum. If the contract is contingent on home inspections, they will provide buyer for home inspection.
Anthony, we don't see your form.
Come on, people. Killing me here. Oh, I'm seeing it's on the wrong
Trying
screen.
to figure out how to get this to auto forward to.
All right, thank you. All right, share. Do y'all see it now, the form? Do y'all see the form?
I don't.
No.
I
No.
don't.
No.
Okay. Let's see here. All right, should see that now.
There you
Yes.
go.
Okay, so on paragraph 9, this is all talking about what we're going to do with a home inspection and who can come in. If you're having a home inspection, if the contract is contingent, you can have the inspectors and whoever the buyer wants to bring in. regardless of whether the contract is contingent upon home inspection or not, the seller will provide broker and buyer reasonable access to property to make final walkthroughs within 7 days. Now, we got an article from Vespa, and what they said is that's true. So if you have no inspections on the property, you can't bring a contractor to final walkthrough. But if you have a home inspection contingency and they're supposed to fix some things, then you can bring the contractor in to check and make sure they got it done. So it's an if-then situation. So the question was, can a seller or listing agent prevent a contractor from coming in the walkthrough? And they pointed at this paragraph to say, no, they can't come. But we had a home inspection contingency and they were fixing things through that contingency. And therefore, Vespa Settlements with their attorney said, well, if that's the case, then yes, your contractor can come through with them to make sure that it's done. Yeah, Emma, what you got?
What if you have a home inspection and there are repairs to be made, but they're just going to give you money, they're not actually fixing them?
Yeah, then you would not need the contractor, so the contractor would not come in because they agreed to accept the house in its current condition without fixing.
Mm-hmm.
The trigger for the walkthrough with a contractor is that, yeah, we're going to fix that bathroom sink. Now I can have a contractor come in. So that's what it is. Yeah, and Kim Grutzik's the one to give us the question. It has to be a specific contractor, not a home inspector. Okay? This is not a home inspector to see if they got it done. This is a contractor to see if they got it done right. So, a contractor that can check electric and plumbing and windows, that's who you want to have come with you if you want to exercise that piece. Any other questions on that? Okay. Another question was, what legally makes up a real estate team? A team, and this comes up with, I've had this actually come up from about 3 agents this week because they're getting ready for their marketing and stuff. And they want to say like Anthony Carr team, not Anthony, but agent Carr team or whatever. You can't say team if you don't have a second licensed person on that team. So I'm a solo agent and I work with agents if I need help to do things. All right. But they're not on my team. So I can't say Anthony Carr team. But if I have another person, let's say Scott and I decide to form a team because we're both licensed and it's the Scott and Anthony team, now I can say team. And if you say team, not only do you have to have a real estate license, but you also have to get an entity license with the state of Virginia. Okay.
Does that go for group as well?
They didn't say anything about the word group, but specifically it was about team.
Anthony, did that change recently? Because I remember I was several years ago, I was in the process of hiring an assistant, and I was told I needed to get a team license. And at that point, they said only one licensed agent is required to have a team. You don't need anybody else with a license as long as you have one agent has a license, but then you have admin assistants. You can still have a team.
Yeah. Can y'all see my page on it says teams frequently asked questions? Do y'all see that?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So my team starting January 2019, all teams need to obtain a business entity license. What are the steps? If I have a team, that's licensing. That is not the one I want. What are the steps needed to do? All right. Hold on a second. Because they had a whole thing here on teams that I sent to someone.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's why I carry 2 licenses. I never end up hiring them, but now I need to keep
Right.
renewing my
Yeah.
team license and I have no team.
Right. This is not the same one. Can agents from, nope, not that one.
And Anya, I got the same, when I looked into this, I got the same answer that if you've got, like I have Bella Casa Partners, and I use that technically that's a team, but all you need is, you can do it with a TC.
Right.
You don't have to have a second, licensed agent.
License.
So
Yeah. I mean, that was back in the day, so I don't know. Things
yeah,
might have changed.
yeah, that's why I was interested, Anthony, with you raised this question.
Yeah. Came up so easily yesterday when I was
When you're
someone.
not on the spot, right?
Yeah, exactly. Well, I sent it to someone. Let me pull that up real quick. And hmm. Dang, sorry about that, y'all. I just sent it yesterday. I really want to show this because it's pretty important. Everyone is always asking that question. All right, well, I'll find it again, Gal, but it had the Q&A on the VAR site of what constitutes a team and all that good stuff. So, albeit you and an assistant would not be a team, it'd be you and another licensee. And then when you become team, you have to have an entity license as well, which means, well, it doesn't necessarily mean you're getting an LLC, but they'll ask about that in the application process. So I think that's it on the questions that I had. Um, was there anything else that came up? Anything you guys were looking up? Nope, that's it. I just had the 4 questions, then was all I had.
Okay.
And
I guess I wanted to know anybody has listings. How is everything feeling like right now? Showings, buyer activities, anything like that?
that's going. Yeah. I don't hear you, Alicia. So I'm putting on a rental listing today. Hopefully that's going to pick up. It's in Woodbridge or tomorrow. So when I was telling you guys, I think I shared with some of you this is a rent by owner.
Mm-hmm.
This whole thing about the Zillow application, apply now. And then they get excited saying, I've had 35 applications. And the people really aren't applying. Um, so I don't know. It's the whole,
Zillow,
yeah.
wrong, inaccurate info.
I don't know. I mean, legally, they're not a real estate company. They're just a portal and they can do what they want in that regards. But if we said the things that they're saying, we'd probably get dragged in somewhere. So anyway, Emma, you okay? Okay, good. I saw the phone roll over. Like, oh no, is Emma in a rollover there? Got it.
Anthony, are you getting any responses to your survey question about
Oh yeah. Let me show
buyers
you.
and sellers, what their activity
Yeah.
is and plans for now versus after the first of the year?
Yeah, I got a couple of them in here. So, oops. Can y'all see that?
The pie chart?
Yeah. So this is out of 17 responses. I have federal employees, home buyers who have entered the market since the shutdown. Only 3 have had said yes. So since it ended, so that's only 17 responded. I had a bunch of people open it. Another one that I had was anyone pulling out? No, that's the one. That's the same one. How many buyers or sellers are telling you they are waiting until January to sell or buy? The 7 that responded had 0, but then I had 2 people that had 1 person that has 2, and 3 people that have 3. I mean, think about that. That's 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 buyers and sellers said, I'm waiting until January. So I think January is going to be pretty busy. I really do. And I know Scott sent out his updates.
While you guys are talking about this, did you all hear about the NVAR changes that the members no longer have to be um, part of the MLS?
Yeah, which is interesting.
And any thoughts on that?
Um, I mean, here's the thing. I'm like anyone that wants to complain about the MLS, the lockbox system, it's a monopoly. You got them locked in. I'm like, okay, so describe to me your system. I'm going to hang my listings all on my website, and that's where I'm going to put them. And also remember, this is my bailiwick right now. Half the agents sell nothing. So let's slide them aside, okay? If the Northern Virginia area is just like them, the whole nation, and we got 13,000 agents, of which 7,400 or 6,500 sell nothing, right? And of the remaining 6,400, 40% of them sell 1 and 2 deals a year. Now, the 1 and 2, maybe 4 deals a year, they look at this as just another expense standing in their way of having a real estate business. You get up to 10, 11, 12 units, you're full time. You're probably full time at 6 and 7 and 8. I mean, you're working, you're making some good money. And you got listings and you're showing properties, and now you're showing 10, 20, 30 properties to somebody. How many lock boxes do you want to keep up with? Combo, the whatever else, the something that they've got, the call a phone number and they'll give you access to their lockbox system. If they don't want to belong, they don't want to belong. Let me tell you something. You want to be an agent that represents a buyer and you don't want to belong to the system and get access to my properties. Don't expect me as the listing agent to show up with you to show your property, your agents. I've seen that happen. Usually it's agents from other parts of the state who aren't members of NVAR show up here with their buyer asking me to show up at the house to let them in. So I like systems. I'm sorry, I'm getting on a soapbox here, all right? I like it that we have a system. And plus, what really gets me is when someone want to have an agent who doesn't have access, they haven't paid the lockbox fee. Oh, something's happening with my lockbox. Can you give me a code? Who the heck are you? Who are you? I have no idea who you are.
Yeah, I really don't like that when agents call and say, well, can you give me a 1-day code? I always ask him, send me, Scott, you're muted. But I always ask him, send me your, license number, your
Right number.
whatever, your name, your license number, all the good stuff. I mean, I always look them up in DPOR before I give him any codes.
Sure.
But it's so annoying because it gives me more work.
Right. And that's what I'm saying is like, I mean, I don't, you asked what my thoughts were. I'm like, get on board, get with the program. They're not blocking anybody out. This is a licensed industry. We're not a bunch of mechanics. No, nothing against mechanics, but mechanics just don't, well, maybe they do. They got to be certified. But someone can work on your car and fix it and mess it up. And there's no one to go to except the Better Business Bureau to complain about them. They're going to keep working. As an agent, we are monitored by the state to represent the buyers and sellers in the best way. And I'm sorry, we're not back in 1970 anymore. Okay. In Raleigh, North Carolina, the 1990s, you still had to go to the brokerage to pick up the key. I'm old enough, gray enough, and bald enough to remember when it wasn't as good as what we got right now. Let me just put it that way. What I would be happy with is like the 44 are gone and you up the membership fee to $1,000 to $1,500 a year. Why? Because I don't have the half of them who are getting on complaining about the systems that they don't use because they're too expensive. Anyway, that's my thoughts on that. Anybody want to disagree with me? The floor is open. So,
Anthony,
Scott, look like you're about ready to burst.
No, not at all. I was just going to say that would make a good video topic for you.
Then I'll sound like the old codger realtor.
No, I think the thrust of your point is the system we have. If we don't have it, then likely to have even less professionalism than we do now, and that's not a good thing.
Yeah,
it's not perfect, but
I mean, I like selling in Maryland, but Maryland, there's a lot of agents that use combo lock boxes. So I have to get the combo lockbox from them. Fine. I'm a professional. I'll do that. They don't know if I came. They don't know if I went. They don't know if I reserved. And they don't know if I gave the combination to my client.
And they don't know who to follow up with.
Right. You want that system?
Yeah,
Then
because
don't
you're not
be a
scheduling
realtor.
it through showing time. Right.
Don't be a realtor. Be a licensee that's not bound by this system that gives security to everybody. I mean, we had one this week where the landlord said, yeah, go ahead and take a look at that property. I said, great. How do I get access? Oh, the door's open. It's like,
That's a good one. You told
what
me
do you
about it.
mean? Yeah. I said, what do you mean? He's like, yeah, it's unlocked. And I'm like, it's like, when it matters when it matters. And if I were to go there and see someone walking around in the house, it would be mattering.
But do they know that somebody could be squatting in there?
Yes. No, I guess not.
Right. Like it's not free for all. You got to protect your
Right.
property.
And he's not alone. I was showing another rental. This was earlier this year. And I'm there with the person and we're deciding whether to ride on it or not. And then someone's entering the door. I said, oh, wow, we're kind of late. We need to get out of here. Open the door and there's a couple there. I'm like, which one of you is the realtor? I said, neither one of us is a realtor. And they're opening the box on the door because they gave a credit card. And so they got the lockbox number and they were opening it to look at the property themselves. That's what we're dealing with. And those are the ones that complain about our system of checks and balances, security, emails, texts. We're a licensed industry, people. I'm not talking to y'all. Y'all know I'm not talking to y'all. Everyone on this call is like, you're there. But when this comes up, my question usually is like, well, how would you see it be done? Because they don't like NVAR and NAR, but they're fine with Zillow having all the data and Zillow operating and owning showing time and Zillow owning dot loop. You're okay with that? It's just they don't have realtor in their name, and so you're okay with it. I'm sorry. Someone's going to have to organize and get this stuff and monitor it and keep it strong and keep consumers safe and just whatever. Okay, I'll clean that up, Scott, and then I'll do a video on it. Maybe we can do a podcast. So yeah, they're doing that. I think partly is because they're trying to show that they're not a monopoly.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, guess who is another big monopoly? Doctors. That's a monopoly. Okay. How are they a monopoly? Well, you can't practice medicine without a license. That's a monopoly. But in real estate, we have 44% of the population of realtors who sell nothing. And so that's what paints this picture of this isn't hard to do. Why am I paying you so much? So these numbers, I think you need to start using them. Well, did you know about half of agents sell nothing every year? That's not me. I'm in that top 20% over here. I'm about to open up my school, just so y'all know. SKOOL is a website where you have communities, and I've got one here. Are y'all seeing this with the cat on the top of the thing there? I don't know if it's coming up.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, cool. All right, right here. I think I showed this before. Wow, 40% of agents sell 1 to 2 transactions, 23% sell 3 to 5, and 37% sell 6 plus. But you got to look at this little thing down here in the lower left-hand corner. These are of productive agents. What this told me was this is only 840,000 agents, which means the other 680,000 agents sell goose egg. They sell nothing. So these numbers really, when you talk about realtors as a brand, these numbers go down and the 6 plus goes up. So my article on this was what it means is 56% of realtors sell something, 44% of realtors sell nothing. Of the ones that sell, and then 22% of all realtors do 1 to 2 deals. So 1 out of 5, 1 out of 6, something like that. Almost 1 out of 4. 13% do 3 to 5, and then 20% do 6 units or more. So I am now saying, well, I want you to understand I'm in business, I'm full time. This is going in my listing agreement. Say I'm in this 37% up here. Who you hire matters. And keep in mind, there's a lot of people that are just getting started and a lot of people that are working another job somewhere else that sells zero, but they got a really nice website and they got a nice Facebook page and they got a nice Instagram and they sell nothing. So you want to be sure who you're getting in business with. Okay. So I think this is a great chart here. I mean, it's good for at least another year or so, but this was very eye-opening. And partly why I started this thing called Broker 911 Network, what this is about is helping underperforming and part-time agents to get professional and get prepped. I've been putting a lot of stuff on here just to give something to chew on, and then I'm going to open it up to agents and brokers to join. And this is where the Q&As will start being filtered. But anyway.
Anthony, is this a Facebook group? What was it? I
No,
missed it. I'm sorry.
it's school.com. School.com is it's a place for training and community for all sorts of things. I mean, there's everything from crochet here to coaching and a little bit of real estate. And so what birthed this for me is like if you go to my YouTube channel and you're looking for a question that I've answered, you can't find it. Whereas here, if you said, hey, show me everything that's been done on inspections, you just type inspection in and here they are. These are the answers to the questions. You want to say the mortgage, there's everything I've done on mortgage. Okay. Anything on buyers, here's buyers. And then you can also search by you can search by category. There's buyer brokerage. I haven't posted anything on that yet. Business and marketing, how to, home inspection items, financing questions. So the entries will be categorized. And then I've got a classroom here, and the classroom is going to start having training in it. This one right here is the first one I did was writing your first contract. So you click that, and then here's all the videos and walking through the forms. And so I'm still building it out, but hopefully this classroom is going to have like, tons of training here.
I like that, Anthony.
Yeah. I've been building it. And as I talked to some agents, I invited them in to look at it and give me some feedback. And today I asked the group, do y'all think I should just open this thing up now? Because now I do have some content here. I didn't want everybody to come in here and there's nothing there. And then you guys can come in and start something. You could say, hey, ask a question and people answer it here in this community. And it's not in Facebook where you get all cluttered with all the other stuff and stuff like that. So,
Anthony, to that question about should you launch now or launch later, do you feel
Yeah.
like you have enough content on there to make a good impression for anybody that views it?
I think so.
Then the answer is yes.
Is
Launch.
yes.
Launch.
Because then I'm
Great, Scott.
Because then
Because
I
you're going to add to,
yeah, because
you're
then
going to
now
add to
what?
it.
Yeah. So what it means now is that when you go to my YouTube channel,
What's the URL for the YouTube channel?
that'd be Anthony Carr TV.
Thank you.
See, here you can't really search these to find it. And then I'm going to have this channel, and then I'm going to have this new channel that I'm doing, Broker 911, and it'll be here. Excuse me, that's not the channel. Let's go to so right now this has got nothing. Okay. Like the videos I'm doing that I'm training on, they're behind a screen here. You can't, this is what I see. Y'all wouldn't see this. But this is where I'm going to start putting business, broker questions, real estate agents. I'm going to get a new banner that looks better than that. But this is my, it's kind of my logo there is this thing right here. So anyway, building it out, but I think you're right. This is where, because right here is anyone that comes in can search by home inspection items. You can search by landlord tenant issues. You can search by transaction questions, which I don't have anything there. You can post something and then label it as, contract to closing, or label it transaction question, or label it landlord tenant issue. And then the answers are there. That's kind of where I'm going with this. So I can say, well, did you look for that on Broker 911 network? And then you download the app called School. It's this. I don't see their logo anywhere, but anyway, but you can download the app, and now you're getting the questions through your app. There's a lot of communities there you can put in there. Like I said, I've seen everything. I'm getting, obviously in my corner of the world, there's a lot of how to do school, how to do YouTube, brokers, sales, coaching. But there's things in here where people just, how to crochet. It's interesting. So, okay. All right. I'll send this out. You guys can log in and you just say, yeah, I want to join. And then I'll let you in, and it'll give you what you need to do to get going, which includes downloading the app so that you have it in your palm of your hand and you can ask questions and post things in your app there. All right, I think that's it for the day. Anybody leaving for town? Out of town? No?
Yep, me, I'm leaving.